Right, good morning everybody. Friday morning. It's a very cold morning. The van was registering -2 this morning as I drove in. I'm looking forward to getting in the woods. I've got a stove that I need to review. It's not a new stove, well, it's new to me, but it's a stove that's been around since the 50s from a company that's been around for 100 years. So let's get into the woods and let's have a good look at it and see what it's all about. See the frost on the leaves on the forest floor. Yes, I'm going to be pitching in this area. This is actually the area that we stayed in a couple of weeks ago, but it's good enough area as any. So I've just got a tarp with me today, which I'll hook up to any one of these trees. Yeah, so let's get cracking. Yeah, I've just used 3 bungees just here, just to raise that bit up. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, I thought I'd bring my chair today instead of the hammock. I've got this floor bit just to, it doesn't actually fit this chair. This is one from Decathlon, but it stops it from sinking into the ground. Yeah, so as I said earlier on, I've got a bit of kit that I want to review. There is hundreds and hundreds of reviews of this bit of kit on YouTube already. Like I said earlier, this company has been around 100 years this year. They originally started out just selling cookware, manufacturing and selling cookware. That went on to be developed over the years. But then a new product was released. I think it came out in the catalogue of 1950 and was released in 1951, and it was picked up by the Swedish military. And if you haven't guessed already, yeah, it is the Trangia. Now the one that was issued to the military is slightly different than the one that we generally buy off of Amazon and eBay and such like, because that's more for more for civilian life, I guess. But the principle is still the same. It was still a little brass burner. You put your fuel inside it, light it, and yeah, it will develop a bloom and it will cook. But the main thing really about the Trangia is the compactness of it. I mean, this is the 25, so it's quite big. It's not the sort of thing you want to take backpacking, but it is a very compact, and it's got pretty much everything in there that you need apart from your food and water to make a meal. And Trangia's main selling point for this was really that it's not a lot bigger than if you went out to buy some pots and pans for camping, but it is compact and everything nests inside itself. And there's been lots of companies that have bought out similar products. There's been different types of burners, but based on the same principle. But this has stood the test of time, and it's it's still a big seller today, even after since 1951. It's still a big seller, and really that's why I've bought one myself. Now, I've been using the fuel burner, the Trangia fuel burner, for years. I use it for lots of different, different things. I use it in wood stoves. I've used it in the BCB, the British Army cook set, but I've never actually used the Trangia cook set. So anyway, I've got one now. I'm going to go through it today. I'm going to cook myself some breakfast on it, make myself a drink on it, and see if it's suitable for me. Now, my first thoughts, based on the size and the weight, is it won't be going in my backpacking kit. Certainly it'll go in my kit when I need to, when I'm going out to the woods. And it will definitely go in my van, so when I'm van camping, that'd be great. So let's have a look what's actually inside the bag and the different components. Now bear in mind that this is the 25. This is the 25 set, and it has got the non-stick frying pan and non-stick bowls. They're done up with this nice little strap here, which is very easy to release. You just press the little trigger button on there, and basically you can just pull that out. But always put that somewhere safe, because I can imagine I'm going to get that lost if I don't. So first up, you've got the frying pan. There's the frying pan there. This is a non-stick one, so you do get the sheet in there just to protect the non-stick of it, but it also doubles up as a lid for the pots as well. Now this is a chopping board and strainer. It doesn't actually come with the kit. I bought that as an add-on, as an extra, because I've usually got something to chop vegetables and such like on in my bag, but why not have one that is incorporated into the system? And you lift these pot hangers, I think you call them pot hangers, lift them up, and inside you've got a kettle. Now this kettle isn't new, I've had this kettle for years. When I was looking for a kettle for camping, the Trangia one for me outwon any of the others that I looked at. There was one in Decathlon that I looked at that was a bit similar, but it was a bit heavier also. But yeah, the Trangia one is a good one. Inside there, I've got the brass stove. And there's also the pot grips inside there. Nice little touch there with a little felt bag, which helps to stop it rattling around inside. And then I've got a lighter with a long nose on there, which makes life a lot easier. So then inside you've got two bowls. One is a 1.75 litre and one is a 1.5 litre. Like I said earlier, these are the non-stick ones, and you can see they've never been used. But they will get some use, because so far I'm liking what I see. And then of course the main part of the Trangia, which in Sweden has got a nickname, and it's called the stormkök or storm kitchen. You've got a base plate and your brass burner. And this is a brand new one. I haven't seen a brand new one for a long time, but never been used. And that will go inside the hole that is in the base. Now there is another hole just here, and that is for the gas attachment. So you can put instead of having the brass burner in there, you can put a gas one in there. And I have got one in my bag somewhere, so I'll get that out and we'll have a look at that in a moment as well. But then on top of that, you've got the main wind protector really, and this is what really sells the Trangia, I think, and that is that you can put your burner on in there and it is completely protected from any inclement weather. If it's windy, I've seen people on YouTube that are using this in, you know, stormy conditions, and I guess that's why the Swedish call it the stormkök. So the first thing you notice is that there's 3 little grooves in the bottom there, and they line up nicely with three little tabs, if that's the right word, that are on there, and this quite easily sits on top. Just a gentle turn and that is then totally fixed in place. And because of how wide the base is of these, the stability is quite good as well. So then inside, and I know I called these pot hangers earlier on, and there is probably a good name for them. I'm going to call them pot hangers for the time being, but there's 3 of them. There's 2 different levels on. Let me see if I can get that. Let's take the burner out so it don't fly out. So on the hangers itself, there's 2 different levels. Okay, so your bigger pot will sit on one and the smaller pot will sit on the other. But also, if they're flipped upwards like that, it's then big enough to put your frying pan on. So as I said earlier on, this little hole here on the side is for putting a gas burner through, and the gas burner would sit in the hole in the centre. Now I have got one of those. It's not a Trangia, it's a sort of a copy brand, but the Trangia ones are very expensive. This one was a cheaper one, but you know, I've not used it, but I will give it a go. But I'll probably be using the meths in the burner for the majority of the time. But what you would do is you would drop that down inside, bring the switch through the hole in the side, and then you can just push the actual burner down into the hole and it will clip in. So you can see that's now got a gas attachment inside it. And then you can screw your bottle of gas on. I'm just going to give this a quick go. I'm not going to be cooking on gas today, I don't think, but so there's the gas bottle on. Ooh. Let's just get the gas going. Oh, that's nice and warm on my hands. And then of course I put the meths. The only reason I'm using meths is because it's easier to get than the other. So meths it is in there, and these are great bottles. I have actually just replaced this valve. The other one, there was nothing wrong with it other than the little loop on there had broken. And I don't like things that are broken, so I replaced it. Only about a £5, I think. So when I got this, it wasn't actually the non-stick version. It had the aluminium pots in it, which I've left at home. These were purchased as a separate item, and the reason that I did that, rather than buying the pots on their own, the kit came with a lid. And I like the idea of a lid for the larger pot. So if anybody's interested in these, it's called the Trangia Tundra kit, and basically you get two pots, a lid and a pot grabber. But I like the idea of the lid, so that's now part of my kit. Anyway, first things first, because my hands are absolutely freezing, let's get a drink on the go. I've put plenty of fuel in there because I'm going to be cooking my breakfast on it as well shortly. Yep. And as you can see, the chopping board fits absolutely perfect on the top. So once you've got the burner cooled down, you can use that on there. Fits perfectly on there. I've got my open L knife. Put them into the pot for now. Right, I think let's get the things on the go. Didn't have any oil, so I just called in Co-op this morning and picked up some margarine. Right, so I haven't bought a plate with me, so I'm eating out of, I've got two frying pans. I've got a small frying pan as well, so I'm using that as a plate at the moment. Yeah, so. Oh, I need you something to eat. I'm sorry if you can hear me eating. I've got the microphone quite close to my mouth as well, so let me just tell you, this is lovely. Right, I'm going to let you watch me eat it. So I've just put, just got another little burner going under here just to warm some water up in the frying pan that I did the egg in. Just to warm some water up so I can see how easy it is to remove the egg from the non-stick surface. And so far it's looking pretty good actually. So earlier on I mentioned the Tundra, the Trangia Tundra kit. And this is the Tundra kit. It comes in the standard Trangia orange bag. You get a pot grip with a really nice felt wallet to put it in. You get a small frying pan with the sheet in there to protect the non-stick surface. You get two pots, 1.5 litre and 1.7 litre, or 1.75 litres I think it is. And then you get a lid as well that fits the larger pot. Absolutely fantastic. I love the bottom of it. Got that nice surface on it. I've had this one cooking an egg this morning on a Trangia stove, not on the actual Trangia storm kit, but on a stove. Not a mark on it. I've not had to wipe that at all, so that's fantastic. The only downside to this kit is the frying pan. If you wanted to utilise this with the storm kit, I think that's better suited for the 27, whereas I've got the 25 and it doesn't actually fit on, even with these down. If you do it like that, it sits on there and it'll put your flame out. So really that's more suited for the 27 kit rather than the 25. But I'm happy to use it as a plate. So, but also I do use, sometimes I'll use a burner with just this on as well, and it will sit on there and it will fry up and do whatever I want it to do. Well, the temperature is not getting any warmer. I think it's going to be probably still down in the 1 or the 2 degrees, I should think. But it has been a lovely morning out in the woods. So, what are my thoughts? What are my thoughts on this Trangia 25 stormkök, as they call it in Sweden? Well, I think it's fantastic. There's a number of things really. There's one, how it all nests together into a nice little kit, good strap around it, keeps it all, once it's in the bag, it's quite compact. The other thing I like about it is the stability of it. Once it's out on the floor, there's nothing going to knock it over. The resistance to the wind, it's absolutely fantastic for that. And it's quite a big unit when it's all set up. But I've just cooked a breakfast on it with no real problems at all, to be honest. So I think it's absolutely fantastic kit. Would I carry on using it? Yes, of course I would, in the right situations. I mean, I like to go backpacking, and obviously when you're backpacking, you want to go as light as you can. These are not light. I don't know what the weight is off the top of my head, but I will put it on the screen. It is quite a chunky old bit of kit. Not only is it chunky, but it would take up quite a lot of room in a backpack that you're trying to keep as minimal as possible. But coming out to the woods like today, on a day camp, absolutely yes, I would bring this. Like I've done today. It's been great just using this out in the woods today, where weight isn't really a big concern because I've not got all my night gear and sleeping kit. I would take it on a night as well, if I'm honest, as long as I could fit it in my bag. I mean, when I go night camping, my bag is usually pretty full. But if you compare this with my current favourite, which is the BCB Crusader 2 kit and the British Army mess tins, there's probably not a great deal in it, to be honest, because that's not a light bit of kit either. So if you were to put them side by side, and maybe I should have bought that as well, to be honest, but what I'll do, I will have a look at that, and I will do a quick comparison at some point. So in terms of weight, they're probably very similar. All right, they're not the same shape, but they're both quite a large bit of kit. But I do love it, and I love the BCB as well. So both of them in the right situations, I would definitely use them. Now also I've got a van, and I do go off and sleep in the van a bit like car camping, and that again, that would be perfect. That would be great for that. Sat outside the van. I'm not going to say this is the ultimate bit of kit, because it's not. The only way that I would call this the ultimate cook set is if it was suitable for ultralight backpacking. Now there is an ultralight one of these, a kit like this, and obviously there is the smaller versions. You've got the 27, which is the next one down, and then you've got a 28 as well, and there's lots of denominations of those as well, non-stick or hard anodized. There's different versions of it, and they'll all have different weights. But for the purpose of what I wanted this for, is to come out into the woods, put that in a bag, slip it into a backpack, come out to the woods, cook my dinner or my breakfast, make a brew, and just have a nice relax in the woods, which I've done today. It's been great today. So yes, I would recommend it. Anybody that wants to buy one of these, definitely go out and buy it. I've already told you about the Tundra kit, which I've sort of incorporated into this because of the non-stick bowls and the silver stainless steel bottoms that they've got on them. That's why I bought that bit of kit, and I don't regret that either. So all in all, yes, I would definitely recommend this, and if you want to go out and have a nice relaxing camp in the woods, get yourselves one of these, the Trangia 25. And as always, you never know I've been here. Well, thank you very much for watching. Really enjoyed reviewing that Trangia 25 cook set, or stormkök, storm kitchen, whatever you decide you want to call it. It's definitely a worthwhile buy. It looks like it's so strong it'll last you forever. It's a really versatile piece of kit as well. And it's absolutely fantastic to cook a breakfast on in the woods. So I'm on my way out of the woods now. And again, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed that, click on the like, click on subscribe, and click the notification bell, because that'll let you know when I put another video up. So thanks for watching, and until the next time, stay safe out there.